What's up, people? I am back for another video. Today, I am reviewing Braveheart. In my opinion, one of Mel Gibson's greatest films. Obviously, the film is not historically accurate, but in my opinion, one of the greatest performances. William Wallace basically told of his story. Granted, obviously, it's Hollywood, so it's going to be embellished a little bit, and that's going to be a theme, because I'm going to probably mention this again tomorrow in my Screen Rant is Gay video, because I found, I guess technically it's two, because a friend Mara found another article from Screen Rant, so basically I guess it's going to technically be roast, because it's talking about the same topic, mentioning Sound of Freedom. So I guess before I start this, I'll be doing that video tomorrow, and man, I'm probably going to be, you know, y'all have not really seen me angry in these videos. I mean, kind of have, but I think this one's going to be take the cake, because the reasons these fucks want to defend or want to go at this movie is some of the most asinine fucking shit in the world. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow, but back to this movie. You know, and I thought King Edward as the king was great. Overall, basically you kind of, the way it opens with him as a kid, and then he witnesses, people get executed by Edward's people. They really capture that. The cinematography, the battle scenes are probably some of my favorite parts of the movie. Obviously, you know, not because of the action, but I actually like just even the storytelling. And I just like when period pieces put every little detail. Yeah, this movie came out in 1995, but it doesn't feel like, okay, this is just a movie in 1995. You know what I mean? They actually try to make you feel like you're in 1280, like you're in medieval Scotland. They don't, like, they actually put the work in, like with the costumes, with the props, even just with the you know, with the wig. The speech that Wallace gives to his fucking soldiers is one of the greatest scenes ever for freedom. Like, it makes you want to fucking fight. Like, if I had to, I would put that up there with one of the greatest speeches in film. Like, because for me, my standard is, if you can make me want to fucking fight and hype me up, and I'm just watching the movie, that's how you do. That's when it's good. And I think that speech always fucking does it for me. His death is pretty tragic in the end. I thought his love with Mirren, I think is her name, who's his secret love, he's secretly married. I thought they were great. They had solid chemistry, and you know, when you saw her react to his death, it was well done. So I definitely would recommend this movie. It's almost 3 hours, but it doesn't drag. I don't feel like it drags at all. Like, I'm not like they're like just bored or anything. Like, it actually is. You're compelled, and even the dialogue scenes are compelling. I would probably say, if I had to compare this to Patriot, I'd probably give the edge to the Patriot, just because Jason Isaacs' performance, there's a bit more, but this movie is great. I definitely would put this at least. Like, for me, it's the Lethal Weapon series in general is what, for me, Mel Gibson's my favorite stuff from him, but then I would probably say The Patriot. So this would be around, like, number 3, because this was great. And he really played the character great. It caught the action scenes. They don't hold back on the violence either. These people get, like, their legs chopped off, you know, stabbed in the neck, get their heads chopped off. Like, they don't hold back, so out of 10, this is definitely almost a 10 out of 10 film. I'd probably give it like a 9, and then almost 9, like a 9.6. You know, something like crazy like that, 9.7 out of 10. Like, it's almost a 10, because it's very well made, and like, you feel like you're in medieval Scotland, and that's how you do a period piece. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna move that out the way. But definitely one of the best films ever made. So, like I said, it's not historically accurate, but it doesn't claim to be. So, I wanted to talk about this. I think I'll probably try to find like another Mel movie in the next few weeks to review, but I can't wait to do Fat Man, but that's not gonna be till like we get closer to Christmas time. But other than that, let's get started here. Tomorrow, like I said, Screen Rant is Gay Part 7. I'm gonna go in because there's no real reason they're against this movie besides just, I don't know, going with the corporate narrative. The Sound of Freedom. And I guess, and it will in a way also be a loose Sound of Freedom review. Like, it'll probably be like a mini review because, like, I'm gonna be talking about the movie, but I'm more gonna be talking about. I'll mention spoilers here and there, but it's definitely not. I'm not like gonna spend the whole video reviewing it, but I'll mention it because watching the movie, it's not what these fucking. Man, I was gonna almost say fucking. I was gonna call these fuckers gamer words, but what these fucks are saying. So, anyway, let's get started here. We see young William Wallace, who I thought the kid actor who played him did a good job for the little bit we saw of him. Because while this goes on, we see King Edward's people conquering Scotland, and you know, he's seeing like all this carnage, and they like make you like they make you feel the harsh realities of this time period. You're like, yeah, people just pillaged, you know, which sucks, but that's just how it was back then. At this time, people did just pillage and conquer, you know. So this movie, so we see young William Wallace see Longshanks execute a bunch of Scottish nobles. So Wallace gets educated by his uncle after his family basically gets killed also by the English. Like, they really showcase, like, how fucked this world is. So, then we have a time jump. We see, Wallace returned to Scotland, much older. He secretly marries his childhood friend Marin, after he rescues her from being, because there's a scene later, like this movie, like I said, it's a 3-hour movie almost, but it does get going pretty quick, because not long after he comes back, his friend Mirren, and like he has the Longshanks people and start trying to raid the village and start attacking, and he has to become a protector. And man, like I said, they show you the harsh realities. He has to stop her from getting raped. Like, they don't hold back. Like, they showcase, like, this does happen in this time period. So, Wallace starts killing a couple of the British people. But in the ensuing melee, you see Mirren get captured by Longshanks. Edward said Longshanks. Jesus fuck. Yeah, oh, this is Longshanks. Never mind. I don't know why I thought that was wrong. But yeah, so by Edward's people, and she is publicly executed. Like, Mel Gibson, in my opinion, one of the things he does really well is showcase emotion. Especially, like, I mean, he shows it in Lethal Weapon, in The Patriot, in this movie. Like, he really showcases, like, when he sees, like, a loved one killed or something tragic happen, he showcases that rage. because he leads a clan of soldiers to take out the English garrison, and basically kill them, and basically send a message to Longshanks like they're not gonna, step down. And I think Longshanks was a good villain. He's not as like I'll say this: he's not as good as, let's say, Jason Isaacs and Tavington and fucking the Patriot, but he is good. He is good. He's a good foil. And they also, like I said, they really showcase the time. So basically, King Edward orders his son, the Prince Edward, to kill Wallace. This is where we get the iconic scene where Wallace gives that iconic speech, the for freedom speech, basically leading his soldiers to victory against, leads his army to victory in the Battle of Stirling Bridge. Like, they really, the war scenes, like, you feel them, man. They hit hard, and it's not like Saving Private Ryan, obviously, but the violence is there, man. Like, they really showcase, like, you see someone get, like, their leg chopped off, stabbed in the neck, their head, like, they don't hold back on the violence, and the fact that you're seeing this, like, obviously, it probably didn't, I don't know if it played out, like, exactly, like, yeah, it probably did play out like the movie exactly, but I really think, like, if you want to teach them about, King, about William Wallace, I would definitely say this is the movie to do it. And yeah, like, they don't hold back on the violence. So he ends up the scene where he kills Commander, it says here, Sheltham. That scene was, like I said, the violence is visceral. It's not uber bloody or anything, but, like, that's why, it's not 300 where you see people get their head chopped and there's, like, blood. I'm cool with that, but this is, like, it is raw in a way, because it does have that realism. Like, there's gonna be blood, but it's not gonna be, like, because 300 is more stylized. This is kind of just on the raw. The music for this movie is great, too. So Longshanks sends his wife, wife Isabella of France, who I thought she was a good character. I don't remember if I remember who plays her. Oh, Sophia Marceau. I don't think I remember her, but I thought she did a good job in this movie. Her scenes with him while Longshanks plans an invasion. Basically, she starts falling, like, it's that situation, right, where she's supposed to do a mission, but then she actually starts falling in love with him, even though she's supposed to fake it. She tells him about the invasion. And we get another, reveal that one of Wallace's people, Robert, the Bruce, was actually fighting with Longshanks, which, that's sad, man. Those moments in movies when there's a betrayal. So then, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. The scene where he ends up getting captured, because he finally, you have that moment after all the wars, and Wallace ends up getting captured. That scene where he gets betrayed, man. Betrayal is always, and was condemned to torture. And that scene where he kind of starts winning over the crowd because he refuses to yield. You know, even at that point when he's about to die. You know, that's how you write a good character. Granted, you know, he's based off a real person, but that's how you make a compelling character who, you know, he refuses to yield. And I think Mel Gibson was the right choice to play him, though, because he really knows how to play a character that refuses to, like, even in, like, the Lethal Weapon movies, you see those moments where he refuses to, like, to yield to the bad guy. He knows how to play that kind of character, and I thought he really shows it here. And, you know, he was even starting to win the public over, and they actually start really feeling bad. You know, they're all, like, even saying, yo, can we get mercy for him? Longshanks refuses. But Wallace decides, you know what? He even screams, you know, freedom. And, so, unfortunately, Wallace dies. You know, he sees Mirren in the crowd kind of smiling at him, you know, basically kind of doing that, you know, setting up, he's gonna join her. It's sad, man. It is very tragic. And we are now in 1314. Robert is now king and implores Wallace's memory. You know, you kind of get, like, what's going on in the future. And they even pay homage to Wallace, you know, and they all start chanting Wallace's name. So basically, even though Robert did betray him, he does, like, invoke his memory and stuff. So I thought that was a good way to end the film. So kind of honor him. Very much an iconic film. It is a bit long, but it's not boring. I think it really captures the aesthetic of that world, that time period, perfectly. I thought Mel Gibson played Wallace perfect. He was a great character. Obviously, you know, this is Hollywood embellishment, but there's nothing wrong with it, because, you know, I understand with these movies, you know, biopics or history movies, you're going to tweak some things, right? Because it's a movie. So I understand. Again, I'm going to mention this again with Sound of Freedom in this shitty Screen Rant article tomorrow. And I thought his chemistry with Mirren was great. You know, overall, this is his childhood woman he married. Granted, yeah, you don't get a lot of screen time with him because she dies pretty early on. But I thought it was still great, and the war scenes are great. You feel like you're in 1280. I definitely recommend this movie. If you're a Mel Gibson fan, you definitely need to watch this one. King Edward is a great villain. He's a great antagonist for the film. You want him to he does technically get killed, so it's not like he doesn't get his comeuppance. Yeah. And the fact that he wins the crowd over, it's perfect, man. And that scene where he gives the speech, I gotta mention that again. Just Mel's delivery for that is effective. Like, it makes you want to fight, you know? And I'm not even Scottish. I'm just like, I want to fucking get involved. Like, that is how you do it. Like, when you make me want to, like, act like, even though I'm, like, just someone watching the movie, you're, like, hyping me up, you know? So, overall, awesome flick. Definitely, one of Mel's best films ever. Like, he really killed it. So, it's one of those cases where I'm pretty sure there are probably other interpretations of William Wallace that are decent, but when you think William Wallace, you think Mel Gibson. That performance, this movie. So, anyway, 9.7 out of 10. This film's almost a 10 out of 10 film. So, the score is really good. The battles, the cinematography, everything. So, tomorrow, Screen Rant is Gay Part 7. I can't wait to rip rip this shit apart. Because it's so insane to me. The problem, these fucking, I'm gonna not say that word, that rhymes with, British cigarette, or bag, the fact that these fuckers have a problem with this movie existing, mainly because the mainstream narrative said, and the fact that one of the reasons they mention is fucking Mel Gibson, because, guy I don't like, fucking praised it. So I'm like, I was saying this tomorrow stream. If there's probably communists out there that love Jurassic Park. Should I hate Jurassic Park now because a communist likes it, or some person I politically disagree likes something I like? I should hate it now. That's not like that's what we're getting. Like that anyway. There's no real reason that they have a problem with this movie, and then some of the reasons they try to say that there's this controversy around it, and fuck these motherfuckers, man. So you're gonna see me rage tomorrow because if you actually watch the movie, you would know it's none of this weird QAnon shit. When you actually look into the story's from fucking 2014. Way before Trump was president, QAnon was even a fucking thing, and I don't even know what that fucking shit is. Still don't know what it is. It's just frustrating. Oh, it embellishes. Oh, because Hollywood doesn't embellish any story. Like the movie I'm just fucking done reviewing, there's a lot of embellishment in that. But no, it's still a great movie, but there's a lot of, the Queen movie, or not the Queen movie, but the Freddie Mercury movie specifically. NWA movie, straight out of Compton. There was a lot of embellishment in that. Good movie, but a lot of embellishment. In general, a lot of based on true story. They're Hollywood movies. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that shit tomorrow, because it's insane. Because the movie just really talks about an issue, but it's also a good movie in itself. And there's no political shit in the sense of, it's not like it's picking a side. It really doesn't make us look good as America. America in general, because we're one of the biggest consumers of, I'm going to say it, child trafficking. This movie it's a very hard watch in the sense the topics it deals with. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow. But man, I'm gonna go off. So anyway, Braveheart's incredible. Fucking watch it. If you have not seen it, you'll love it. Anyway, cheers, and talk to y'all tomorrow. Alright, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.